G'day, welcome to Healthy Tai Chi, Healthy Georgetown. It's our last one, and thanks for joining in, thanks for supporting the program. And what we'll do, we'll just hop out to shoulder width stance as per usual, sink down into the legs a bit, letting the knees bend a little, letting tailbone tuck under a bit to lengthen the lower back. And just nice big deep breath in, and then same again, twice more. Nice big breath in, and one more time. Okay, still in that sunk down position with tailbone a little bit down, turning the body, letting your arms swing. If it's comfortable, letting your head turn to look back over your shoulder. Letting the arms hit against your body. Make sure you're not holding them out like this or you'll have a real stiff feeling. Let the arms bend at the elbows so that your forearms hit against your body. Okay, and just a little bit of a bounce, okay? So you can come up on the balls of your feet if you're comfortable on the balls of your feet. If you're not comfortable on the balls of your feet, you can do this with your feet flat on the floor and you'll still get the bounce. Trying to feel like the whole body is kind of vibrating and shaking around a little bit. The Chinese call this whole body vibration. This should be getting the heart rate up a little bit, warming the body up a bit, loosening things up a little bit as well. Okay, give legs a little bit of a shake out like you're flicking some water off your toes. Giving the wrists a bit of a circle. Making sure that feels a little bit stretched as you're doing that. Okay, back the other direction. Okay, little shake out as well. Loosening, a little bit up and down. Give your shoulders and your back a little bit of a jiggle. Give the hips a bit of a shake out, give the legs another little shake out. Okay, we'll do a little bit of butterfly hands. So again, sunk down into the legs a bit, tailbone a little bit tucked under. Breath in to open, breath out to close. Finding your own rhythm with your own breathing. And then we're going to turn the body to the left, taking the left hand behind the back, and then turning the body to the right. Breathing in as the arms come up, breathing out as we close. Okay, relaxing down, giving the hips a bit of a circle. Hands at the top of the hip bones, a little bit on the kidneys there. Nice big circle of the hips. Breath in for one full circle. And breath out for one full circle. One more this direction. And then back the other way. Okay, good. Couple of shoulder circles, nice slow breath in, drawing both shoulders up and back. Head back also, breath out to sink down. Finding your own rhythm, breathing in as you come up and back with the shoulders, breathing out as you sink down the spine. Back the other way. Shoulders coming up and forward as we breathe in, down as we breathe out, drawing them back, breath in as we come up, shoulders come forward at the top, breath out to sink. Okay, good, good. So hands on the knees, giving the knees a bit of a rub, getting a bit of warmth into the knee joints. Just finding those little soft bits either side of the centre of the bottom of the kneecap, a little soft bit, dig your fingers in there, there's a couple of soft bits on the sides of the kneecaps, almost like you're trying to get your fingers in behind your kneecap, massaging in there, softening it up a little bit, getting the circulation going. A few knee bends, straight back and forwards, feeling the calf muscles stretch a bit. If you've had a knee replacement, stick with this straight backwards and forwards movement. If not, you can do some nice small circles. And then back the other way. Okay, and down to the ankles, ball of the foot down, opening the knee out, nice big circle. Feeling a little bit of stretch down here each time we open the knee out. And back the other direction. It'll shake out, same to the other side, nice big circle. Feel the hip joint circle, feel the ankle circling. Back the other way. Okay, a little shake out again. Give the back and shoulders another little bit of a jiggle. Okay, now I'm going to get you to sink your weight down into your left leg and lift your right knee a little. Now if you're not confident with your balance, leave your foot on the floor as you do a big circle with that foot. If you are confident with your balance, up and over with the knee out to the side. Okay, back the other direction. Again, if you're not confident, just brushing the floor with your foot. If you are confident with your balance, up and over. Okay, same to the other side. Again, if you're not confident with the balance, just circling the foot around on the floor. If you are confident, up and over. Nice big circle. And then back the other way. Again, you can do low down or up and over. Okay, a little shake out again. Just a couple of gentle neck stretches. Imagine there's a string on the crown of your head. So if you drew a line up from the points of your ears to this point near the back of the head is drawing up, it's lengthening the back of your neck. Your chin is tucking in a little bit. Feels like the back of the neck is quite stretched. And then in that position, maintaining that little bit tucked in chin, ear towards your shoulder, eyes still straight ahead towards me, and then back to centre. Same to the other side. If we can, we're breathing in as we return to centre, breathing out as we take our ear towards the shoulder. This time, as we take our ear towards this right hand, we're going to stretch the fingers of our left hand down and his left shoulder down a little bit to intensify the stretch a little on that side of the neck and the body, and then release back to centre. Then stretching right fingers down as we take our ear towards the left shoulder, back to centre. One more to each side like that, stretching left fingers down, stretching right fingers down, back to centre. Again, make sure that your head's not sort of sitting out forward like this. Try and tuck your chin in a little bit, draw your head back a little. Turn as we breathe in to look to your right. Breath out, relax back to the centre. Breath in to turn to the left. Breath out, back to centre. Finding your own rhythm. Breathe breathing nice and gently, nice and quietly if you can. One more to each side. Back to centre. Tucking the chin, back of the neck lengthening, letting the centre of the back round out a little bit, chest hollow, head and shoulders come forward and down to stretch the back of the body. And then we release that stretch to return to centre. Breath in as we look up, open the palms, thumbs back a little, look up to the ceiling, tailbone a little tucked under, stretching the front of the body, letting the breath release, stretch, release, back to centre, tuck the chin, and same again. Head and shoulders forward and down, draws the bow in the spine, release the bow to return to centre, draw the bow along the front of the body. Feel it stretched, release it, back to centre. And we'll just do a little bit of a side stretch, just going as far as comfortable. One hand on the hip, other hand stretching straight up. And you want to feel as that stretches up, lengthening up the side of the body here, right up into the fingers. And then we're going to bring that over our head, palm towards me still, and then breath out as we lean to the side. Try not to let this left hip pop up. Try and keep that level with the other hip. Feel like that leg is heavy and connected to the floor. And breath in, back to centre, hand down onto the hip. Stretch the right one up. And again, feeling this lengthening up this right side of the body. And then palm towards me, over the top of your head. Breath out as we sink to the side to stretch, just as far as comfortable. Holding that there for a couple of breaths. With the breath in, back to centre. Same again to the other side. Breath in to stretch straight up, palm towards me. Keeping the palm towards me, bring it over your head. Breath. Looking to the front towards me. And then back to centre one more time. Breath in, stretch up. Breath out, leaning over to the side. Holding that for 2 or 3 breaths. And back to centre. Okay. Just give the whole body a bit of a jiggle, a bit of a shake out. And we'll start off going through our lotus form. We'll go through the lotus form twice to start, and then we'll have a bit of a go at something else, okay? So we're just going to start usual, feet fairly close together, nice upright posture. Just check, you know, if you put your hand at the back of your head here, can you bring your head back a little to make it a little bit more upright so the neck's nice and straight. Okay, we're going to sink our weight into our right leg. Step out to the left, out to shoulder width. Feel the rhythm of your breathing. Nice comfortable stance. Tailbone sinks, breath in, drawing up to commence. Breath out, sinking, just down to waist height with the hands, knees are bent, we leave them bent, palms up to massage below the ribs, fingers point to the back, massaging over the kidneys, stretch out, palms down as we come round into the chest, ready to swim through the water. Breath in, feel the move come up your legs, up your body, out through your arms to your fingers, and then sinking down again. Legs stay bent, wrists crossed, bring our rabbit ears up. Bit of a bend in the wrist, fingers up, so there's a bit of a bend on the inside of the wrist, fingers down, so there's a bit of a side bend of the wrist as we open. Legs straighten a little, stretch shoulders and fingers back. Release the stretch, sink into the legs, scoop up the water from the well. Spread across the fields, palms up. And then nice big breath in, lotus flower grows. forming soft fists. Reins come down, elbows and shoulders back a bit to open the chest a little. Palms up, fingers pointing towards the head. Breath in up on the balls of your feet if you're comfortable doing that. And then we're going to bring our right hand up to chest height, ready to press into the wind. First towards the east. And we let the body relax back to centre. Left hand coming up, turning, press towards the west. Back to centre, cupping hands together. Breath in as we draw up to about chin height. Breath out to press to the earth, bending at the hips, keeping the spine straight. Bend the knees, hands come out to the front, straightening up, opening up, nice and wide. Ready for white crane to spread its wings. Right hand comes out in front, left one comes up inside it. Breath in, opening, stretching the chest a little, shoulders back a little. Breath out to close and sink. Breath in to open again. Shoulders back a little, stretch. Breath out back to centre. Knees bent for our rabbit ears. Digging down into the earth. Lift and separate. Legs straighten, shoulders and fingers stretch back a little to open the chest. And then release, scoop up, sunrise, sunset. Sage strokes his beard 3 times to finish off, drawing the mind and the energy back into the centre of the body. Foot stepping back to centre, hands to dantian, women right hand first, men left hand first, other hand on top. Closing your eyes if you're comfortable with them closed. Feel the rhythm of your breathing. Looking for a feeling that you're breathing right down into the very bottom of your lungs. Feeling like the belly is filling like a ball or a balloon, the front, the sides and the back. As you breathe in, as you breathe out, that ball or balloon is shrinking to the size of a golf ball or a large marble right in the centre of your body. Put a smile on your face. Allow yourself to enjoy the feeling of that smile. Breathe it in deeply. With the breath out, allow it to compress and store in the centre of your body. When you're ready, relax hands down, open up your eyes, little bit of a shake out through the shoulders, through the upper body, through the legs. Okay, good, good. So we'll go through that again. Last week we've focused on how we can use our breath, our mind and our body, all three working together to change the way our body feels. So if we just play with that for a sec before we go through the form, if we all take a breath in and kind of stretch the crown of our head up a little bit, we feel a little taller, a little lighter. And when we breathe out, feel a little heavier, a little sunk down. Okay, so again, breathing in like the top of your head is stretching up to the ceiling, the body feels light. Breathing out, compressing down into the legs a little, just letting the body feel heavy. Okay, so we're trying to get that all the time so that we've got that little bit more training of control over our body and using that when we need to. When we feel, heavy, like a bit of a blob, perhaps unmotivated, this breath in, this expanding, this light feeling can help us to sort of snap out of that a bit. Or if we're too wound up and we're kind of buzzing and we need to stop, this can help us settle and find that balance, so that we're fast some of the time, we're slow some of the time, but those things that reflect the yin-yang symbol, okay? So we want to try and find a balance there. Okay, so let's just go through the form again. Okay, so again, feet pretty close together to start. Nice upright stance. And feel just empty, still, calm. Sink all your body weight into your right leg, feel it starts to feel very heavy. it feels heavy, very yin. The left one feels light, very yang. So we step out with our left one and then back to 50-50 weight, okay? And we feel empty and still again, okay? Just nice, comfortable stance. Then with the breath in, tailbone sinks to help the arms come up at the front. Expanding, and then we want to feel heavy sinking, knees bending. Palms up, the legs still feel heavy, but our upper body feels light here. We massage over the kidneys, we stretch out, and then we compress into the chest. And then a light filling up through the feet, through the legs, through the body, through the arms, and then heavy all the way down into the feet. The legs stay heavy again, the arms feel light. Dig down into the earth, lift and separate. Arms feel heavy, legs feel light as they come up. Legs feel heavy as they sink down, hands feel light as they come up. Spread the water across the fields, and then whole body light from the feet, up the body, up the arms. Form soft fists, reins come down, whole body heavy, sinking down into the feet. Then whole body light up onto the balls of the feet if you're comfortable on the balls of your feet. Breath out to sink. Right hand coming up to chest height, left one pressing down, turning the body. Press into the wind. Letting the body relax back to centre. Left hand up, right one down, turning, builds up a stretch, and then a release. Breath in, light. Breath out, bending at the hips, pressing towards the earth, spine straight. Bend the knees, hands come up, opening up nice and wide. Heavy as we sink, right hand out in front, left one comes up inside. Light, expanding, stretching. White crane spreads its wings. Heavy, sinking, compressing, close the wings. Light, expanding, stretching, heavy, compressing. Back to our rabbit, digging down into the earth, lift and separate, sink hands down. Scooping up, sunrise. Pressing down, sunset, and our closing move, sage strokes his beard 3 times, back to centre. With the third one, stepping in with the left foot. Women right hand onto the belly, men left hand onto the belly, other hand on top. Eyes closed if you're comfortable with them closed. Feel the rhythm of your breathing. When you're ready, relax hands down. Open up your eyes and you get just a little bit of a shake out through the arms, through the wrists, through the legs. Okay, we'll have a little bit of a go at the 8 golden treasures for a bit of stretchy stuff, and we'll just go nice and easy. Always just only stretching as far as comfortable. Okay, so some of these moves are quite bendy. When we get to our bending move, where we're touching the toes, you don't have to touch your toes, just bend as far as comfortable. I'm going to try and bend from the hip, okay? So you kind of see I'm bending from here, I'm not bending from here in the middle of my back kind of thing, okay? So a lot of people will tend to bend like this, which stretches the middle of your back, and you can feel that there. So if you do that with me now, if you bend in the middle of the back, you feel quite stretched here in the middle of your back, but you don't feel anything in the back of the hamstrings. If you think about your clavicle here, like someone's pushing that up as you bend, you'll feel the stretch in the back of the hamstrings, and you won't feel this stretch kind of in the middle of the back here. You'll feel it down here, okay? That's where we want to feel it for that particular move, okay? So we'll go feet fairly close together, and see, I have to remove my healthy Georgetown cap because I'm getting a bit warm. Actually, no, I'll be dutiful take my jumper off instead. Keep my uniform on. Alright, good. Okay, so this one's quite stretchy, so always you're just stretching just as far as comfortable, and we're also feeling that we could stretch a little bit further if we wanted to, and that there is an elasticity and a springiness there, okay, rather than a rigidness. So if we do a stretch like this one where we're pushing the walls apart, you can see my elbows are still bent, okay? I'm not dead straight. If I'm dead straight like that, it's kind of stiff, and it was feel if anything hit either end of that, I'd be jolted about, whereas with a little bend, if anything hit either end, it'd just be like a spring, okay? We're trying to train springiness into our bodies, okay? So we'll go feet close together again. And again, sinking the weight into the right leg, step out to left, out to shoulder width. Feel the rhythm of your breath. Have a look down at your palms, palms facing towards each other. Breath in as they come up, and they're still facing towards each other, almost like you're holding a ball. And then breath out, hands come in, and they sink down, and we sink down into legs. Feel the legs compress a little bit heavy, and then breath in, a little bit light, a little bit stretched, and then one more time. Breath in as we draw up, breath out as we sink down. And then palms to the back, stretching the fingers down towards the floor, shoulders back and down, head back a little bit, chin a little tucked. Spiral the arms so the thumbs go back and the little fingers come forward a little bit. And then breath out, sinking down into the legs, like you're sitting down on a tall bar stool. Breath out, sink the hands, link them together. And with our breath in, we're going to draw up to chest height. Turn the palms away from you towards me. Breath in to stretch forward. Draw the hands back above the head. A little bit of a hold of the breath here. Open and then same again, sinking into the legs. Then light, rising, expanding. Breath in. Breath out. Drop the chin to look forward, breath in as we draw back with the arms, open up, breath out to sink. One more time like that, breath in, palms away from you, breath out to stretch forward and up on about a 45-degree angle. You're watching your hands that point, then you tuck the chin, draw the hands back above the head as far as comfortable, breath out to sink down. Now next one, I just want you to think about your hands. If you have a look at your hands, when you link your fingers together, there's always, one little finger is closer to your body than the other, and you always do it the same way. So I want you to separate them and then link them with the other little finger closest to you, which will feel odd the first time you do it, but it gives you a little brain exercise. Excuse me. And it stretches the wrists and the palms and the forearms a little bit more evenly. So again, shoulder width stance, we've got our breath in as we draw up, turning the palms away from us, breath out as we watch the hands stretching forward and up, tuck the chin to look forward, breath in as we draw back, and then open up and same again, linking the fingers together with that other little finger closer to you, breath in as you come up. Turn the palms, breath out to stretch forward and up, breath in as the arms come back, open, and then breath out. One more time, again linking the fingers with the other little finger closest to you, light and expanding. The bottom of this one, we're going to cross our hands over and we're going to step out to the left into a wide horse stance. Hands come up and we're going to make this sort of shape with our left hand like it's a pistol. Instead of pointing straight ahead, it's pointing up to the ceiling. Other hand, same shape but without the pointer finger up. Okay? So we're going to turn this left palm to the side like we're trying to press the palm on the wall out there. and this right hand pulling the bow. Shoulders back a little, and we sink down into the legs there. Breath in to come up, expand, push the walls apart, breath out to sink. Hands cross, breath in to come up, right hand forms the pistol, left one grabs the bowstring, breath out to sink. Shoulders back a little. Breath in, push the walls apart, fingers pointing up, breath out. Same again, breath in to rise, left hand forms the pistol shape, turn the body a little, breath out sinking down. Breath in, rising, breath out sinking. Same again. This time right hand forms the pistol shape, right finger pointing up to the ceiling. This one we're just going to stop there. Yeah, so often I find here people have their finger pointed straight out to the side instead of up to the ceiling, or they'll have their palm towards me instead of their palm to the side. So you want that palm facing out this way, finger pointing up to the ceiling. This one parallel to the ground, so like how I had it there is not quite right, parallel to the ground, so it's nice and straight. Okay, here, rather than down or up, or with this shoulder up near your ear, shoulder is down. And breath in, pull the fingers up, push, and then sink. Crossing over, we've got one more to each side. Left pointer finger up, palm out towards the side, finger pointing up to the ceiling. Draw the bow. And again, just hold that there, just check. This pointer finger is not pointing there, it's not palm towards me, it's palm to the side, finger up to the ceiling. This one, parallel to the ground. Breath in, push, breath out, sink. Last one. Breath in to come up, right pointer finger up, palm out to the side, pointer finger towards the ceiling, draw the bow, and then breath in, push, and back to shoulder width. Palms up to about the base of the ribs, ready to separate the sky and the earth, or heavens and earth. And this one we're going to take this left hand up, palm up, right one down, palm down, and we want the shoulders back a bit. So if you have your shoulders forward, there'll be no stretch across here. Shoulders back a bit, there's a little stretch across the front of the body. And then like you really are, pushing the sky up and the earth down. A little bit of oomph there, and then same to the other side. Breath in. Right one palm up, left one palm down, shoulders back a little, push the sky and the earth apart, and then release. Same again, breath in, push, and then breath out. Same again, one more. Back to centre, gazing over the shoulders. This one is specifically designed to stretch us at the front here and strengthen us at the back here. Okay, so this one's quite important that we pull our shoulders back a little bit, we pull our head back, tuck our chin in, and we squeeze our shoulders and our elbows in towards the centre and the bottom of our back. So if I squeeze in towards the centre of my back and pull my shoulders up, that's not what we want at all. We want the shoulders to feel like they're being pulled down, almost like the whole arm is pulled down towards the floor, okay? And it looks very much the same whether you do it correctly or whether you do it incorrectly. So really want to try and find that goodness that's in this move, okay? So if we open our palms to the front, shoulders back, thumbs back, shoulders feel like they're squeezing into the middle of the back and down, elbows squeezing into the middle of the back, looking over the left shoulder. Hold the breath as the hands come back to the centre, and then to sink. So again, breath in, little straightening of the legs, shoulders back, thumbs back, squeezing in towards the middle and the bottom of the back, looking over the shoulder, and then hands back to centre, and so we're breathing in as we shoulders back and we squeeze into the middle of the back, at the bottom of the back. little hold in the breath as the hands come back to centre, and then same again. Breath in, hold, breath out. One more time to each side. Breath in, little hold there, and then one more time. Breath in, shoulders back, squeezing the elbows into the middle of the back, hold the breath back to centre, and then breath in to come up and over, and we're going to step out to a wide stance, wide horse stance, okay? If you're comfortable really wide, you can open up really wide, otherwise just find where it's comfortable for you, okay? And if you're on a slippery floor like I'm a little bit, just make sure you don't go too wide and end up doing the splits, okay? So we want to be, again, a little bit sunk down. So that's me with my legs straight, that's me with the knees bent. So I feel like I'm like seated on the horse, okay? You're going to come up, shift the weight across to the right, and that should stretch the inside of this left leg. Turn the torso towards the right, look down towards your right foot. Keep watching that right foot as you shift your weight across, and then drop the tailbone to allow the torso to come up and face the side. Breath out, bend at the hip, look at the left foot, straightening that left leg to shift our weight across, and then letting tailbone drop, torso comes up, and same again. Look at the right foot, straighten that leg to shift the weight across, drop the tailbone to allow torso to come up looking to the side. Same again. And this time look up to the ceiling, and we're going to step back to centre, bring the arms up and over, and make sure your feet haven't come right together, make sure they're still shoulder width. Next one is called raising the hands and touching the toes. You don't have to touch your toes. As I said before, try and keep the spine nice and straight. So we're going to take a breath in to raise the hands. Breath out, palms down, down to the base of the ribs. Palms up to massage below the ribs. Trying to get this soft bit between the thumb and forefinger to massage over the kidneys. And then palms onto your back to massage down your back. And then breath out, keeping the spine straight, thinking about the clavicle being pushed up. To keep the spine straight. Bending as far as comfortable, drawing the shape of the feet. Breath in to stretch forward and up. And then down to the base of the ribs. Palms up, breath in to massage below the ribs. Over the kidneys, down the spine. Breath out, bending again, keeping the spine straight. Bending as far as comfortable. Hopefully we get a little further with our bend with each repeat. Breathe in as we come up. Breathe out as we sink down. Breathe in as we massage below the ribs. Fingers to the back, over the kidneys, down the back. Breath out as we bend at the hips again. Again, massaging down the legs as far as comfortable, drawing the shape of the outline of the feet. Breath in to stretch forward and up. And we'll go just one more time. Breath out to the base of the ribs, palms up, breath in, breath out as we massage down the legs and either draw the shape of the outline of the feet or run our fingers along the outside of our feet. Breath in, forward and up. Breath out, down to waist height. Thumbs then come in into your palms to form baby fists, okay? You want to try and get them in there as far as comfortable so that it's stretching this part of the hand. And a lot of people find that one hand will stretch in further than the other. Like I find this left one gets in there very easily, this right one is really quite stretched. Okay, about maintaining mobility and freedom of movement in those joints. If it's uncomfortable to do that, just in a little bit is fine, but try and get it so it does feel quite stretched, okay? out to a horse stance and shoulders back, stretched back, and big eyes as we punch with the left hand. Elbow still a little bit bent, okay? Extend the fingers towards me, roll the arm, palm out to the side, and then bend the wrist so palm is towards me. Up and over, thumb in, draw in. Big eyes as we punch, soften as we extend the fingers. Roll the arm, bend the wrist, palm towards me, up and over, thumb in, grab it, draw in. Same again. Big eyes glaring at your fist, then softening as you extend. Roll the arm, bend the wrist, up and over, thumb in, draw in. Same again. Big eyes glaring at your fist, and then to extend. Roll the arm, bend the wrist, up and over, thumb in, grab it, draw in. One more to each side. Big eyes, soften, roll the arm, turn the palm out, palm towards me, bending the wrist, up and over, thumb in, draw in. Last one, big eyes again, and then release, spiral, bend the wrist, up and over, thumb in, draw in. Palms down, pressing down on two big beach balls. And that brings you back to centre. Okay, feet reasonably close together. Breath in, coming up on the balls of the feet just as high as comfortable. Breath out to sink down. As you come up, make sure the part of your foot behind your big toe, the ball of the foot, is still engaged. Make sure you're not rolling out to the side like this with all the weight on the outer edge just behind your little toe. Okay? If you need to, you may need to feel like you're really squeezing your knees towards each other to keep that big ball of the foot behind the big toe engaged. And breathing in as you come up, breathing out as you sink down. If you're not confident with your balance, lean on something while you do this, a chair or a wall or a table or something. And one more time like this. And then we're going to do 7. Do this if you haven't got spinal, back, neck issues, okay? Because this sort of jolts the body. We're coming up about an inch or so, 7 times quite quickly, and bouncing out heels. So just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay? Only do that if you're comfortable with it. And breath in, breath out. Twice more. And one more. Hands onto dantian, below the belly button. Right hand first for women, left hand first for men. Focus there for a few breaths. When you're ready, relax, hands down. Okay, so now if you feel like you need to have a break for a minute, now's a good time to do that. I'm just going to grab a mouthful of water. Excuse me. Bit of that went down the wrong way. Okay. Okay, so we might have a bit of a go at the Shabasha too, and yeah, we'll just go nice and easy with this one. This one does have a couple of moves in it, which I always sort of warn people about, with this sort of curtsy lunge step, like this, okay? If you've had a hip replacement in the last 18 months to 2 years, you definitely must not do this, because it can pop it out of joint, potentially, okay? If that hurts your knees or your hips to step across like that, also don't do it. If it makes you feel like you're going to fall over, don't do it. You can modify it so that you step straight back and sink. Also, if you are doing the crossover, you can sink a little bit, or if you're strong and you do regular, gardening, squatting, you can pop right down so your knee pretty much touches the floor. Only do that if you regularly, do some squats or gardening or something. Otherwise, that can really hurt your knees. Okay, so you want to just find what works for you with this one. If neither this one or the step back works for you, just a sink down into the legs is fine. Okay. Just make sure there's a little bit of room behind me. This one we're going to start shoulder width stance. First move is called the peacock, spreads its tail. We take a breath in, tailbone sinks, arms come up, and then we open the chest, open the shoulders, palms out, and then sinking down, feeling the compression in the legs. Release the compression to generate the upward movement. Open chest, shoulders, palms, and then back to centre. Okay, one more time. Releasing that compression in the legs. Stretching the front of the chest open, shoulders open, palms open. Back to centre, palms together. Try and keep them pressed together. Try not to be apart like this or like this. Try and have the hands flat together. Okay? Breath in as we come up. When we get to about the base of our ribs, this sort of thing tends to happen. So instead of letting our shoulders pop up like that and losing our neck, we point our fingers up, stretch them up and to the front, breath out to sink down into the legs, feel the compression, allow it to release, to come up, palms up, fingers up, stretch out to the front, breath out to sink. Again, make sure the shoulders are not popping up. Okay, at the bottom of this one we're going to separate our hands. We're going to put our weight into our right foot, and we're going to turn our body a little bit to the left, and we're going to bring our arms up. Step out to the left to the corner. As you come forward, turn the body. Left arm comes up, right one comes up. And you'll see here the shape I've got is like a cormorant's wings, okay? Bent at the elbows, bent at the wrist, not stiff, okay? Sink down, weight comes back, turning our body to the left, sink the arms down, weight comes forward, turning the body to the right. Okay, same again. This one's willow branches in the wind, so we're trying to feel like our arms and our body is like a willow frond, very supple, very springy. This time we're going to step in. Our body's still a little bit turned to the left, so we let it unwind, we turn it to the right, we step out towards the right corner. As we come forward, our body winds to the left. Sinking back, body turns to the right, turning to the left as we come forward. Back to centre, stepping in, palms facing each other. Drop all your weight into your right leg, and here we want to do a little empty step. I want to feel like this hip sinks in and back, like a little hip curtsy or a little fold, okay? So a lot of people will tend to throw their weight forward here as they bend. We really want to feel this hip come in and back. So if there was something behind you, like if you're pushing a piano or something, you could push it back with your bottom. So actually just put one hand behind you, push back against it, and you'll feel that folds the hip and allows you to bend. Point down to the heel, point out to the toe, breath in to come up, same again, breath out, hip sinking in and down, breath in, one more time. Back to centre, step in, weight onto that left one, it's bent, right one extended, just tap it to make sure it's light. Again, put a hand behind your bottom here and feel like you're pushing that hand back with your bottom. and it's bending. This hip is sinking in and down. Fingers point down to the heel and out to the toe. Breath in as we come up. Breath out as we sink down. Bending as far as comfortable. If you're comfortable, you can go right down so your hands are running along the floor, along either side of your foot. If you're not comfortable doing that, just pointing to the heel, then pointing out to the toe. Step in, palms to the front, ready to cast the nets. We've got left one up here at face height, right one at hip height. Like we've got our hand on someone's shoulder or neck and our hand on their hip, and we're turning our body to push them across. Right hand comes up onto the neck, left one down onto the hip, turn the body. Same again, left one comes up, right one sinks down, turning the body. Right one comes up, left one sinks down. We go one more to each side. This time when we're out to the right hand side, we're going to drop the right hand down, cross it under the left wrist, just a little turn in of that right toe, and a breath in to open up. Okay, and then we're going to take a step, and we're going to scoop up the C. Scooping up, bending at the hip if that's comfortable. If it's not comfortable to bend at the hip, bring the weight forward. Back to centre, bring the foot in, shoulder width, same to the other side again. You can stay in the upright position if you're more comfortable upright, or you can bring the weight back and again folding this hip in and down, just scoop up the C. Back to centre. I'm going to bring our hands across the body here. And then drop them down, and we can bring them up and over. As we do, we're going to form points. So we have our thumb holding our ring finger and our little finger in, and our pointer fingers extended and our middle fingers extended. We point the way, we're up and over, turning the body to bring that across. Once that's at shoulder height, this is the one with the curtsy lunge step. So the simple version is to just bend into the knees as we bring this across. The other version is step back, or the more complicated version is back and across. Okay? Sink the hands down, straighten all the fingers out, up and over. Form our points. Pointer finger and middle finger pointing up, out to shoulder height. Again, we can just sink down into the legs as we turn, or we can take one step back, or we can go back and across and sink. Extend the fingers. Up and over, form the points, down to shoulder height. As we turn, we can either sink down into the knees, or we can step back, or we can go back and across. Back to centre one more time, up and over, form the points, down to shoulder height, turn the body, knees bend, we can step straight back or back and across. Back to centre, hands onto the hips, ready to kick the heels. We're going to raise the knee, bob down into this left leg, kick the heel down, little bend at the hip. Bring the knee up, put the foot down. Same to the other side, raise the knee, bob down into this right leg, kick the heel down, toe is pointed up as much to the ceiling as you can, bend the hip, and again, raise the knee, back to centre. Raise the knee, bob down, kick the heel, toe is pointed up to the ceiling, bend, back to centre. One more time. Raise the knee, bob down, kick the heel down, bend, back to centre. Nice big breath in. This next one, saluting the moon, again has this curtsy lunge. So again, the simplified version is just bend the knees, back, or you can go back and across. Breath in as you come up and over. Breath out as you sink down, either bend, straight back or back and across. Same again. Breath in, up and over. Breath out, sink down, step back or back and across. And one more time. Back to centre. Pushing the dragon claws, digging the claws in, so you've got a real kind of claw shape here with the hand, okay? You're going to dig those claws in, push our dragon claws, drag them down, sinking down into fists, shoulders pulled back, so stretched here at the front of the chest, push to the front, dig the claws in, drop the body weight to drag the claws down, a little bit like a cat. You make the fists, and you imagine your cat stretching out, it digs its claws into the back of your couch, and then it drops its body weight to scratch down the back of the couch. Same again. Okay, separate hands, stepping out to a wider stance. Archer draws the bow. This is a slightly simpler version. We're going to roll our palms, so left towards me, turn to the left, palm out to the left, fingers up to the ceiling, and this right palm, palm towards me. Breath in to push the walls apart, breath out to sink. Breath in as we come up, roll the palms, turn the body, breath out, again left palm towards me, right arm out towards the side, shoulders back a little, breath in, stretch, release. Same again, roll the palms, so right palm is towards me, left palm out to the side, sinking down into the legs a bit as we draw our bow, rising as we expand, sinking. One more time. Palms towards me, left one stays, palm towards me, right one palm towards the side. Breath in, and then back to centre. Roll your middle fingers in. This one is called Twin Dragons Emergency. So roll our middle fingers in, and we put our thumb on them to hold them in. So pinky finger and pointer finger are extended. Make our dragon horns. Okay? Twin dragons come up out of the sea. So twin dragons come up. We turn them over. We turn to the left corner. We step towards the corner, and this soft bit between thumb and forefinger, the hergu point, massages over the kidneys, and we stretch back and down. Turn the hands over, let them drop. As they swing up, we rock our weight back. Turn them over again, and again, massaging over the kidneys, we stretch back. Turn them over, they dive down into the sea, and then they emerge from the sea. Turn them over one more time to this side, stretching back. Turn them over, so palms are down, let the arms swing to dive down into the sea, emerge from the sea, weight comes back, it's comfortable to step in, and turn, same towards the right corner. Backs of the hands towards the floor, to stretch back, palms down, let them swing, weight rocks back. Same again. Diving down, backs of the hands towards the floor as we stretch back as far as comfortable, turn them over, emerge from the sea, weight rocks back. One more time. We're going to straighten our fingers and step back to centre. Lift your left toe, turning the body towards the corner, push to the corner. Imagine you're pushing some grain out to the edge of a big millstone. The centre of the millstone is here in your belly. You push your grain out to the edge of the millstone, you hold it on the edge of the millstone, you lift your toe, and then you turn that millstone. Your body, your toe and your hands turn, drop that left toe, lift the right toe, we're still turning the millstone. We pull our grain in towards our belly, and then as our toe goes down, we push our grain out to the edge of the millstone. Fingers rest on the edge of the millstone, toe up. Turn the body, toe, hands all together, Drop that right toe, lift the left toe, continue to turn, pull your grain in towards your body, and then as your toe goes down, push it out to the edge of the millstone. Fingers on the edge of the millstone, left toe up, turn the body, hands, toe and foot all come together, left toe down, right toe up, turn, draw in and push. Back to centre. Take a nice big breath in, come up and over, balancing the chi. This time I'm just going to turn this hat around. We're coming up. When our hands are up above our head here, palms down, breath out to sink down. Opening up. Imagine you're scooping up cold, small moon in your left hand, small hot sun in the right hand, and you blend them together into a glowing warm ball above your head. It's the perfect temperature for you. Push it down through the top of your head, down into your body, all the way down into your feet, and then same again. Cold in the left representing yin, hot in the right representing yang, and then the warm glowing ball representing the perfect balance of yin and yang, pushing that down through the crown of the head, down into your body, all the way down to the feet. Same again, twice more. Cold in the left, hot in the right. Warm glowing ball. This time, stepping in, pushing that warm glowing ball down into your belly, holding it there with the palms. If you're comfortable with your eyes closed, gently close them. Feeling like all the energy that we've circulated in the body is returning to the belly. Energy we've drawn from the environment around us is filling the belly as well. And when you're ready, relax hands down, open up your eyes, a little bit of a shake out, give the wrists a shake out, give the legs a shake out. And thank you very much everyone for joining in, for supporting the Healthy Georgetown program. Special thanks to Rhonda O'Sine and Hayden Fox for helping make all this happen. And if you're interested in continuing to do some live sessions, possibly via my own latest Tai Chi Facebook page, let me know by sending me a message or leaving a comment, and we'll see if we can get something happening. Okay, thanks very much everyone. Hope you have a great weekend. Yeah.